The price action we've seen in oil, is it what you would expect given the situation?
Yeah, the geopolitical tensions have escalated even before North Korea, right? We've had U.S. sanctions against Venezuela, against Iran, Russia, and now North Korea. I think the difference this time with regard to the geopolitical tensions is twofold. One is that none of them are actually directly impacting oil supplies, certainly not oil consumption. And the second thing is that we have still a persistent supply glut. So in such a situation, the market is just not reluctant, it's just not keen to connect so many dots to a potential disruption in supply. So we see crude stuck in what I call a no man's land right now.
Got it. Okay, so let's drill down, talk about fundamentals here. You've got the OPEC report coming out tonight. Are any surprises that you're expecting?
Not really. There'll be two things that will be very closely watched. One is, of course, OPEC's compliance levels. Now, not what OPEC says it is producing, but what it reports based on secondary sources. Now, that won't be a surprise because we've already seen reports from, Reuters, Platts, and other news agencies. They've already told us that July compliance worsened. So, I expect more of the OPEC report essentially to validate that. The second piece of information the market will focus on is inventories. And that's really now what is guiding, the lodestar for the oil market is what are OECD oil inventories doing in June and July? Did they go down or not? So far, oil inventories have disappointed for a market that was looking for a substantial decline based on the OPEC, non-OPEC cuts. Again, I don't expect too many surprises. Maybe a little bit of a slide in June and July inventories, but not substantial enough to send crude back to, let's say, Brent back to 57, where it was up 10% earlier this year.